Today is a very special video.
Muy especiale.
Muy especiale. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. It really does go a long way. And don't forget to subscribe. We do a brand new video almost every single day. So you don't want to miss anything. Now with that said, today is big, man. This is like 2 years in the making right here. We've been wanting to be able to show you guys this for a long time. So with that said, bam, Saucony box. Before we unveil these, let's give a little backstory. A couple years ago, Saucony reached out to us along with a few other sneaker YouTube guys. They were putting this project together called Originators Only. So they flew my brother and I, along with some others, to Boston, where Saucony is based out of. We did a whole thing. We did photo shoots and interviews, and we toured their headquarters in Lexington. But most importantly, what we did was we started this project, which was designing our own sneaker. It's a collaboration.
Yeah, it's a collab.
You know, no different than you see a lot of these different collabs. We got our own collab.
Yeah.
And that is major. It might not be a big deal to some people. It's a big deal to us. My brother and I grew up loving sneakers. Pretty much
the dream.
From the very beginning. I mean, well, you even younger than me probably, because you had all, you know, I was wearing sneakers, and then so you saw them super early. But it's something that's, you know, been a part of life. And I understand, I'm the first one to say, hey, they're just sneakers. Absolutely. But to be a kid growing up, and you know, we're grown-ups now. Yeah. We're adults now. But I still feel like that same kid. I don't know, maybe I missed the memo on growing up. I'm not sure. So to have the opportunity to create a sneaker is like my 12-year-old self is just like doing the Leonardo cheers. Of course, there's you know, Kool-Aid in the...
Not champagne?
Not champagne, Kool-Aid. It's just really cool. And I've said this before, so I won't, you know, go on some 3-minute mushy sentimental thing. But it is because of all of you. Saucony didn't just pick us at random. They picked us because of what we've built here on this YouTube channel with you. It's that support, and I've said this time and time again, it's that support that gets us these opportunities. And we are very grateful and thankful for that. So we appreciate you. I think those of you who tune in regularly know how we feel about you and how we feel about this whole thing and how we kind of look at it. So I know I'm kind of being redundant when I say thank you, but I do think it's important to acknowledge you and to kind of reiterate that fact. So yeah, so we went to Boston and it was dope. Shouts to Boston, by the way, even though I know we got the Yankees hat here.
Shouts to Boston like halfway.
Halfway shouts to Boston. We went to Boston, and specifically in regard to this project, we basically got right to work.
Yeah.
Picking out materials. We had a couple different concepts in our head. We pretty quickly nailed down the idea. It was something Buckets and I both felt strongly about. Another thing too is the name on a lot of things is Mr. Foamer Simpson, especially back then in 2015. Buckets wasn't even really on the videos. But from the very beginning, this has been a 50-50 thing. Some people think like, oh, well, Buckets is the cameraman and Foamy does everything else, or Buckets edits and Foamy does everything else. No, it's 50-50. You know, we both shoot stuff. Buckets does edit. He does all the editing. But we both shoot. We both chop it up as far as ideas go. We both come up with ideas. The channel is 50-50. So, you know, we never expected to be here. Had we would have named the channel maybe something different. But what we are together, I guess, would be Uncivilized.
That's like our brand.
That's the brand that we're building. So if we were doing this collab now, remember this was in 2015, if we were doing it now, it would be an Uncivilized Saucony collaboration.
Yeah.
That is what it is. But we sat down, we started the first thing, once we had the concept, then we got down to the color blocking of it.
Pantone.
Exactly. Flipping through the Pantone. Through that little booklet, right? Or that's not a booklet, but it's whatever.
It's kind of a booklet.
Yeah, checking all that out. Once we got that down, well, first we looked at the colors. Then we kind of blocked them in. I just want to take you guys through the process a little bit. Then we worked on the materials.
Yep.
You have heard me speak about quality, so that was first and foremost. I was like, yo, as much as I talk about quality, I can't then turn around and do a cheap looking sneaker or something that's not premium. I really wanted it to have a premium feel. So we're very happy with the way they turned out, and we're very happy to finally be able to share them with you. And that moment is here.
Yep.
Saucony Originals. Originators only. If we ever needed a drum roll, it is right now. So I say this with the utmost eagerness and sincerity. Drum roll, please. Bang, bang. This is the Saucony Grid SD by yours truly. That's right. We collaborated on a sneaker. It's crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, it's cool.
I don't know why I keep thinking of like me as a little kid. Like you think back then, I can even remember thinking back then like, yo, it'd be so cool to have our own sneaker, or you know what I mean? And that's essentially what this is. It's really beyond exciting, like I've already said. These will be available to purchase on the Saucony website on August 25th is the date, which is really right around the corner.
Yep.
And there are 100 pairs. So they are pretty limited. I hope some of you are as excited about these as we are, and I hope that those of you who want to support and want to grab a pair can do so. And we will continue to share details leading up to the release, but this is just the unveiling and, just kind of wanted to talk about it. What I wanted to talk about more than even the release date at this point is the inspiration behind the shoe.
Yep.
We talked a little bit about the process of picking out colors and materials and all of that stuff. I want to talk a little bit right now about why these colors, why this shoe. This shoe is inspired by Forrest Gump.
My name's Forrest Gump. People call me Forrest Gump.
Run, Forrest, run.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump, shouts to one of the illest to ever do it.
A legend.
A legend. Forrest Gump, for those of you who don't know, is one of our favorite movies, not just individually, but kind of as a family. I can remember watching Forrest Gump on VHS during a time, it's what our dad calls the best of times and the worst of times. He means by that is we had very, 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 very little money. That was, basically all of us living in one room. We're in a trailer at one point that was so small that our parents had to sleep in a tent outside the trailer. I know that sounds crazy. That is a true story. We did not have a lot of money. What we did have was family. And I think that it was this Forrest Gump movie. When you think of, like, what's the movie from that time? Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
It was something that we watched as a family a lot. Our parents weren't always home that much, so when we got a chance to sit down and watch this movie together numerous times over and over and over again, it really just kind of, I think it became more about that than actually about the movie. Just the fact that our family, was sticking together in the midst of, some struggles and some adversity in life. And I think that is very, 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 very important. So that is why we picked a Forrest Gump inspiration.
Yeah.
More specifically, this is the hat that Forrest was rocking.
This is when he goes on his cross country.
This is it's the famous Bubba Gump shrimp hat. Here is kind of a red, and this red is a perforated pig suede, super, super premium. I mean, this is deluxe, and that's on the toe, all on the tongue, and along the back here. That's the hat when it was fresh and crispy, right?
That day, for no particular reason, I decided to go for a little run.
And then you have this burgundy going around the rest of the shoe, and this is the hat as it got sweaty and dirty and a little more wear into it. The guy ran around the country, and the guy was an absolute savage.
Transcontinental is like 6 trips.
Yeah. So new hat to after you've run around the country, taking a few laps. Then you have obviously this shrimp on the Saucony logo right there. We wanted to get this color, something we really, really liked. And again, more of that shrimp hit on the back. The blue Saucony on the side here for the wavy man that Gump was. If you guys know that Bubba Gump hat, they have the ocean waves at the bottom there.
Yeah.
And so we thought that that was really, really dope, and we wanted to incorporate a little bit of that as well. White midsole. Anybody who knows us, if these guys ever make a sneaker, ever collaborate on a sneaker, it's gonna be a gum bottom.
It's gotta be.
You guys know how I feel about gum bottoms. So there you have it. Pretty simple. Put white laces in because I love how the white laces look with the white midsole. Pair of blue laces if you want to get, freaky deaky with it for that blue Saucony there. The insole is blue as well. That's it, man. That's a sneaker. A very simple sneaker, but love the colors, love the quality, love the way they turned out. And I think we did a pretty good job for our first sneaker, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully more to come, but this has been awesome. So thank you all so much again for making this possible. We will continue to keep you posted. Leave a comment below. Let us know how you feel about these. Let us know, did we do a good job? Did we do a bad job? We always appreciate honesty. If you love them, let us know. But if you hate them, let us know. And let us know why. Why don't you like them? But that's the thing about sneakers. It's
Leave your address as well. I'm going to come with the...
with the karate chop. Yeah, Bucket's kung fu is kind of crazy. Yes, sneakers is about being an individual, and I think we did a really good job at that. We wanted it to be something that was, when we sat down and thought about it, we came up with the idea pretty much right away.
Yeah.
And we wanted it to be something that was personal.
Yeah.
Not something, a wheat sneaker or just a cool colorway. Of course, we wanted the colorway to be dope, but it was, for us, it was more about getting the concept behind it and then building on that. I think you really need that as the foundation. So very, very happy with these. I will stop rambling, but this is a awesome, super duper cool day. I mean, us as little kids right now, we're going around the living room doing the bushwhacker.
Yeah.
Okay, so bushwhacker it out. Bushwhacker boys. Bam. Okay, Buckets is giving me, he's playing the mental music that they play when they want to get you off the stage. He's giving me the look, dude, wrap it up. So that is it. I assume you have nothing else.
No.
Sir. Nothing else from Buckets. Nothing else from me. Thank you all so much. Out of here. So before we even break these out and unveil them, unveil. Tomato.
I think so.
Unveil. I like unveil better.
I like
is like something you eat.
Yeah, I like unveil.
Okay. Before we unveil these,